Hey BUZYBEEZ! Welcome to my holiday party. Today I'm going to show you 3 easy appetizers using 5 ingredients or less. These are so much better than any veggie trays or pre-made appetizers that you can pick up at the store. These are for when you are invited to a last-minute holiday party or you simply want to throw one without putting in a ton of effort. So if you guys find this video helpful and you're interested in finding more ways to make your life a little easier this holiday season, hit that subscribe button below and don't forget to like this video. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with our first recipe, which is cheese balls. So I'm using a simple log of goat cheese here, and I'm gonna mix in some herbs and dried fruits to make it a little bit more amplified. Then I'm gonna roll it into some nuts. So you can really customize this recipe however you want. First, I'm gonna add a log of goat cheese to my mixing bowl. So goat cheese comes in many different varieties these days. There's herb goat cheese, honey goat cheese, pepper goat cheese. Really, you can pick and choose your favorite and add in whatever you think complements it. Today I'm just using plain, and I'm just gonna take my mixer and kind of break it up a little bit. I'm gonna whip it so it's easier to work with. So my goat cheese is nice and whipped, and now I'm gonna add in about a 1/4 cup of dried cherries. Of course, if you want to, you can use dried cranberries, you can use apricots, dates kind of chopped up. That would be delicious too. And then this is totally optional, but I love the contrast between kind of sweet and savory all in one bite. So I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of chopped up herbs. I have a ton of chopped herbs left over from Thanksgiving, so I'm infusing it with some rosemary and thyme, but you can use parsley, a little bit of lemon zest in there. That would add a nice touch too. All right, now I'm just gonna mix it up by hand just to make sure it's evenly distributed. That's pretty much the hard work of this dish. Now I'm just gonna take a small melon baller or cookie scoop, and I'm just gonna scoop a little bit of cheese, just a tiny little bit where it's like one bite. Then I'm gonna transfer this into my bowl of chopped pecans, then roll it into a ball. For the nuts, you can use pretty much your favorite as well. Another good option would be chopped pistachios to kind of give it that holiday feel. The specks from the cranberries and the green from the pistachios, super festive. And ta-da! My perfect cheese ball. The chopped nuts here help to kind of create a barrier to keep the goat cheese from sticking all over my hands. Now my cheese balls are done, but I don't think that the platter looks quite festive and beautiful yet. So here I have some giant sage leaves. They smell so good, and I also have sage in the cheese balls, so I think this is perfect. I'm just gonna kind of maneuver the balls and place the leaves right beneath it so it adds a pop of color and elegance. Festive and beautiful, right? I think this deserves a snap, actually. Oh yeah, guys, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at HoneysuckleBees, because I am obsessed with Insta stories and I'm always showing you different inspirations that I make daily. Appetizer number 1 is done. I'm just gonna go ahead and chill these in the fridge, and then we're gonna move on to appetizer number 2. Okay, so our next appetizer only has 3, maybe 4 ingredients, depending on whether you wanna splurge or not. Here I am making a Baba Ganoush pita with caviar. The caviar is a little bit of a splurge. I must admit, not everyone is gonna be able to use caviar. It's quite on the expensive side, but for a holiday party with special friends and family or loved ones, I thought it would be nice to kind of treat them, right? Especially if you're trying to impress your in-laws. So I had some pita bread lying around. I just cut them up and brushed it with olive oil, then toasted it in the oven for about 10 minutes at 350 degrees. Of course, they sell pita chips in a bag nowadays, so you can buy them, you can make them, totally up to you. I've spread some chips out on a platter. If you have a big party, be sure to use a bigger platter. Here, I'm just doing it for myself right now, so 5 is good enough for me. And I'm just gonna put a dollop of Baba Ganoush on each one. So I chose to go with Baba Ganoush because I love roasted eggplant. Now, if you don't like roasted eggplant or eggplant in general, you can opt for hummus. There's so many different varieties of hummus nowadays. Lemon, artichoke, spicy, jalapeno. Really, it's up to you. I just love how creamy this is too. Remember, these are 1 to 2 bite apps, so not too much of anything. All right, guys, and then I'm gonna open up this box of caviar. Whoa! Isn't it pretty? This is not a sponsored video at all, but I am supporting my friends who made this right here. Amazing, right? Whoa! Then I'll just add a little bit on top of the Baba Ganoush. Guys, doesn't that look amazing? It looks so fancy, yet it's totally easy and approachable. All the other ingredients are low end, and then you top this with the caviar that's really high end. But now I'm not done yet. I'm gonna garnish it with a tiny little parsley leaf. You guys, doesn't this look so beautiful? The parsley leaf gave it a little bit of a height and color, and honestly, this isn't good just for a holiday party. New Year's Eve with some champagne, that's a great way to wrap up or start a new year. All right, I need to try this one. Dang, this is good. So the caviar is kind of smoky and a little bit salty too, and it complements the Baba Ganoush so well. It's creamy, and then the pita chips are crunchy. All of the different textures, oh my goodness, this is like my favorite appetizer. If you guys want to check out roe, I'll leave a link in the description box below. But now we're gonna move on to our final appetizer, which is a party classic. All right, guys, for the last one, I'm making a classic shrimp cocktail. But instead of buying those nasty small boiled shrimp already prepackaged, I am using fresh shrimp that I am gonna roast off. To season it, all I do is add a little drizzle of olive oil, a little salt and pepper, and then finally 2 cloves of minced garlic. I just think garlic and shrimp go so well together that this will really elevate a classic shrimp cocktail. All right, I'm just gonna mix it up. Mix, mix, mix. I forgot to mention, for the shrimp, you can actually buy frozen packaged shrimp too. They come peeled and deveined, and they come in all different sizes. There are some that have like 50 to 60 per pound, which are a little bit smaller, to like 25 to 30 per pound, which are the ones that I'm using because I love a giant succulent shrimp. All right, now that I've finished seasoning it, I'm gonna transfer the shrimp onto my baking sheet. I'll spread the shrimp out in a single layer, and then I'll bake it off for 8 to 10 minutes at 400 degrees. All right, our shrimp is done. Oh, it looks juicy, smells garlicky and amazing. Oh, and it's so succulent. Now I'm just gonna let it cool for about a minute, and then I'm gonna transfer it onto my platter. Here I already have some cocktail sauce that I bought from the store poured out into a small dipping bowl. Looks so good. These are substantial size shrimp here, guys. At least for shrimp cocktail anyways. And then with any leftover garlic on the sheet pan, I'm just gonna spread it out on top. Share the love. So our shrimp cocktail platter is almost done. Now we have to garnish it and make it look pretty. Here I have a wedge of lemon in case anyone wants to add a little bit of lemon onto it. And then just a pop of color, we're gonna add chopped up parsley. You can also use chopped up basil if you want. That'll pair really nicely with shrimp cocktail. Ta-da! Our shrimp cocktail is done, and honestly, this could just be a meal for me. I need to try one. The shrimp is just perfectly cooked, not rubbery, not chewy. It's just juicy, succulent. And then with that cocktail sauce, I figure why not make our lives easier? Just buy it. There's so many good ones out there, and you have a complete appetizer dish that could also be served as a meal. So here are our 3 easy holiday apps. They're actually pretty healthy too, I have to say. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed getting these holiday appetizer ideas. I'd love to know if you are having a holiday party and what you plan on making. Comment below, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure to tune in on Thursday for my Thirst Days. I'll be sharing a latte recipe, and then I'll see you guys next Sunday. Bye!